Hi, I'm Craig, the Citizen Relay Against Interest Groups. Every day in Washington, D.C., your representatives' votes are being bought by groups like me. The difference between me and them is I'm fighting against that system.
Interest groups have been part of the American political system since the beginning. In Federalist Number 10, James Madison argued that with interest groups, you make it less probable that a majority of the whole will have common motive to invade rights of other citizens. While Madison was a genius and his political philosophy helped shape the Constitution, he's wrong here. By giving interest groups access to your representatives, you're increasing tyranny of a minority, since more often than not, the group with the most money wins. Take, for example, John McCain's dramatic no vote on the repeal of Obamacare. He opposed Obamacare when it was being voted into law in 2009 and suddenly votes to keep it? This couldn't have anything to do with the $260,000 insurance companies gave his campaign committee and leadership PACs between 2011 and 2016. These are the same insurance companies that have seen a spike in profits under the law. Or perhaps the Domestic Energy and Jobs Act of 2013. A bill which promises to increase oil and gas exploration, development, and production by cutting regulations that keep our air clean and opens up public lands to oil companies for drilling. Representatives Donald Young and Mike Conaway both voted yes on this bill, and both have received over $1 million and $800,000 respectively from Big Oil over their careers. And they aren't the only ones. The average yes vote on this bill received $156,000 from Big Oil throughout their careers, while the average no vote received only $36,000. These interest groups are buying votes from people that are supposed to be representing you. The world we live in is not the one that Madison hoped for. It is much more twisted. As he once said, if men were angels, no government would be necessary. If angels were to govern men, neither external nor internal controls on government would be necessary. Men aren't angels, and it will take internal control to stop the further perversion and decay of our Republican system of government.
It's good to see us back again. The fact that we could laugh is wonderful. The last few years, we've been divided, though. Red states, blue states. There are no red states and blue states. There's only the United States of America. That's what we're about. That's why I say you can't spend $200 million on a campaign and not be owing people something. And the next thing you know, they have to deal with the special interests. The next thing you know, they're doing special favors for special people and not dealing with what you need. Education, healthcare, environmental issues. They have to deal with oil companies, chemical companies, drug companies, and they owe them. And in the process, people get neglected. The poor have no advocate because the poor can't afford a lobbyist. The Statue of Liberty says, give me you're tired, you're poor. Not you're wealthy, you're gifted, and you're endowed.